You want to know what you're actually committed to? Don't look at what you say you want. You want to actually look at who you keep letting in and who you keep pushing away. See, that's where the truth is. We all have these visions of love, success, depth, freedom. But if your nervous system does not recognize it as familiar, your mind will find a way. All human minds will find a way to kill it off before it ever gets close. And you won't even know you're doing it. For me, resistance shows up like confusion. Things like, I don't know, or I need to figure it out, or something feels off. And that's not clarity. You see, for me, that's my past trying to protect me from the future that I say that I want. So sometimes I'll go cold, numb out, overthink. Sometimes I push away what feels too steady, real, or good, not because it's wrong, but because my nervous system doesn't have a reference point for it. The mind does not seek what is best for you. It seeks what's familiar. Here's the place to think from to give you some freedom around this area of your life. The first thing is get honest with yourself about what kind of people feel safe to you. Then are actually aligned or just familiar. That's a real hard one to get sometimes. So you got to really be brutally honest with yourself, like radically honest with yourself about the people that your nervous system feels safe around. Are they actually aligned or just familiar? So that's the first thing. The second thing you want to look at is track what your resistance looks like. You know, if I ask the average person who maybe does a little personal development or gone to a therapist, what does your resistance look like? Most people can't actually pinpoint it. And the more clarity, the more precise you can pinpoint, oh, this is what my thoughts, this is the feeling that comes up. These are the body sensations that come up. These are the emotional states that come up. And you track what the resistance actually looks like for you, like your machinery, your operating system. Things like confusion. I tell myself I'm confused, or I'm not clear, or I find myself pulling away from an individual or a situation. Other forms of resistance could be things like getting busy. I'm sorry, I'm so busy right now, and I'm really sincere about it. One thing that I have as a resistance is needing to process. If I ever need to process something, that is a telltale sign for me that I'm resisting something, because there's nothing ever actually to process. And that's not clarity, it's protection. So that's the second thing, is really tracking what your resistance looks like. Now, the third thing to look at is when the real thing shows up, stay in the room. And this is where the rubber meets the road, right? Even when it feels foreign, and even when it might make your skin crawl, actually choosing from your word as who I am, not my wiring, not my machinery. Because all that machinery shit, you're wired for survival. No free will, no freedom in life, operating from that place. It'll just get you a more better, different version of what things have looked like in the past, whether it's in business or romance or you name it. That's how you transform your life and create new patterns. Your access to new patterns is action. New action will come from creating as a word, not as all the machinery. Psychologists will spend years tinkering with that. And mostly it's a waste of time. There are exceptions, but mostly it's a waste of time. You give your word Now there's a new possibility that you can declare something for yourself, like, I am going to create being this kind of person in life, having these kinds of relationships, or something as simple as when I got my dog and I chose to be a dog owner. Before I even had my dog Peanut, I started looking around and I saw, oh, I need to get a bed for him and I have to think about insurance. And all these thought patterns start coming up correlated to now me being a dog owner, even though I didn't even have a dog yet. So when you really get what you're committed to and the real thing shows up, expect your nervous system to push it away. Because your mind is wired to keep you back to what you're comfortable with, even if it doesn't serve you. That's the truth. So when you can see that you have really no hope to change that machinery, you now have some freedom and power to do something about it. And that really is how you transform your life and create these new brain patterns. So if you look at some area of your life right now, and you're sitting in some kind of lack of clarity or confusion, or you feel like you have to justify something, you know, if you said, oh, do you like the taste of rotten meatloaf? I'd be like, no, it's clear. There's no charge there for me. But if I was like, you know, I'm thinking about meatloaf and I feel really bad about the whole meatloaf thing because, you know, I really should like meatloaf and I'm not sure about meatloaf and, you know, I'm not sure I'm really aligned with meatloaf because I'm really committed to the things I'm, right? If I was doing that, and I'm using a ridiculous example to make a point here, I'd have something around meatloaf to look at. And it might be that what I'm committed to is eating meatloaf the rest of my life. But if I'm not used to it, my nervous system gets all wacky and starts saying really weird shit to people. If you want to get what you have resistance around, ask some people in your life who have a personal development or ontological background. They'll be able to see it. They don't have skin in the game with your nervous system. It's always easier to see other people's caca. So take a look at what am I sitting right now in confusion around, or on that second point of tracking what your resistance looks like. Where are the areas of my life right now where that is showing up for me? And notice, even when you take a look, your brain will try to kill it off. See, if you can actually have that come up for you, that means you're actually right on the edge of your next breakthrough of what you actually say you're committed to, which is why your nervous system is trying to prevent you from having it. Because if you have a certain way of doing life, or you have a certain identity that has certain kinds of results, whether you say you like it or not, your brain will generate actions to keep that alive. That's just how we're wired. It's not wired for possibility. So take a breath, notice where that shows up for you, and stay. And choose who you are from your word, not your head. Your head's going to do all kinds of things to sabotage or be unclear, or lack clarity in process. And that's all going to give you who you've been in the past, just a more better, different version of it. No transformation possible, just change. Choose who you are, and from who you are is your word.